So here in example number 1, using the Euler's method, we are going to come up with the y value when x equals 1. So we are going to start from somewhere, start from a point that is given, and we want to come up with the y value when we have x equals 1. Now, seeing how we have a step length of 0.2, there will be a total of 5 steps involved, and we are going to use the formula for the Euler's method to do the estimate. So here is the equation for the Euler's method. Starting from point number 1, when we have the first point, let me call it x0, we are given y equals 1. So that's the y value at this moment. Moving on to step number 1. It happens when the x value go up by 0.2. So as you add 0.2 to it, that's one step. We can now calculate the y value using the y value from the previous step, which means y0 plus the step length, which is the difference between the x value, or technically 0.2. And we will times it by the slope at this point, the previous point. So on the side, we need to calculate dy dx using the equation given to us. When we have x equals 0 and y equals 1, dy dx, or technically y prime, equals 0 minus 1 square plus 2. We are using this equation here to find the value. So that means we have dy dx equals 1. Once you've calculated 1 plus 0.2 times it by 1, when this equals 1, we will end up with 1.2. So that's the y value after step 1. Step 2. It happens when x equals 0.4. And now the y value at this moment will now based on what you had from the previous step, 1.2, plus the step length, once again, it will be 0.2, and you are now going to multiply 0.2 by the slope at its previous point, which means 0.2, 1.2. And now once again, as you substitute these two values into dy dx, we have x minus y squared plus 2, x minus y squared plus 2. And in this case, you're going to come up with, well, you need to use your calculator for this, and I end up with 0.76. So with dy dx equals 0.76, 1.2 plus 0.2 times 0.76 equals 1.352. So that's the y value for step number 2. As you continue to repeat the same procedure, you can now calculate the y value for step number 3. I'm not going to show you the steps anymore because the rest of it will be relatively, well, it will be the same. And then as you have x4 equals 0.8, you can then get your calculator to find the y value. Now as you can see here, I will not do any rounding until the final step, until the final answer. So when x5, when we have the fifth step, when x equals 1, we can now calculate the y value at this moment. And here I can run it to 3 significant figures. Or sometimes they may say run it to 4 significant figures, or whatever it is. Most of the time they will give you, they will tell you what to do. So let's say if I want to run it to 4 decimal places, then I will have y equals 1.6319, and this is rounded to 4 decimal place.